Hey, love. Welcome to the podcast. This is a space where we are done pretending that in order for you to achieve the goals, the dreams, the desires that you have deep aching within your heart, that you have to do it like men. We are done playing by the rules that were not really designed for us in the first place. The ones that say that our bodies, our menstrual cycles don't exist, that business has to be hard, that we have to hustle hard in order to achieve what we want. In this space, business gets to feel so freaking good. We get to ride with the waves of what your body is actually asking you to do, what deep down in your soul you know that you were here and called to do. As a woman who has been there, done that, and hustled my way through so much, forced myself, built a business like a man for many, many years, here is what I know to be true. You don't need another strategy. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to be more consistent. And you definitely don't need to just work harder. You need rhythm. You need safety within the body. You need the business that's going to feel so freaking good and that moves with you and with the laws of the universe. On this podcast, we're going to talk about what it really looks like to lead as a woman. We talk about menstrual cycles, money, identity, visibility, power, building wealth, and really ultimately becoming the kind of woman who doesn't need permission to go after her dreams or to take up space in this world. So take a deep breath and let's build the life that you desire the feminine way. All right, love, I am recording this episode in my car because one, I feel super pumped up just after I got done with dance class. And two, the season of life that I'm in right now is probably the craziest season I've ever been in, partly because of my kids and just how many sports and different things that they're doing and the amount of things I'm doing work related. Then my husband's been working in Texas. And so our life has just been literally insane in the craziest ways. And there are many days, probably those follicular and ovulatory days where I'm like, I've got this, we're good. And then my luteal phase hits and I'm like, no, we don't. I can't do this. So I'm recording in my car. However, I have a microphone that I usually use in my car and it's completely dead. So we're doing this straight up on the iPhone microphone. And if this gives any of you permission to do it freaking messy, like there's no need for us to hold back or to feel like we need to do it perfectly or whatever. I know that right now, the way it's going to record is probably going to sound like shit. But there are so many beautiful AI platform tools out there. If you need a referral, let me know, that will enhance this audio with a click of a button and make it sound like relatively close to using a professional microphone. So if you're sitting on the edge of wanting to do something and taking action, like let this be your permission to just go for it. Just freaking do it. So anyway, that is not what this episode's about. This episode is about the patterns that keep us stuck doing the same things over and over and over again, the things that keep us from moving towards our goals and really creating the life that we want. I see it happen every single time I hit my luteal phase. My brain goes into this spiral of I'm not doing a good enough job. My business isn't good enough. My program's not good enough. And many times I'm good about catching it. And other times it kind of derails me and spirals me out. But the thing that is like the luteal phase is so powerful because it helps us refine and enhance and really take the things that we're doing up a notch and make them better. One of the key principles inside of my program, I teach these 6 Ps, and I actually may change it to 7 Ps of really creating a feminine flow-based business. And one of those is this idea of polishing and refining. It's like we want to enhance and continue to refine the things that we're doing so that we get better and better and better. And the luteal phase, as crazy and wild as it can be sometimes, that is so much of its power. Like it is helping us to refine what's not working and where we want to go. But if we're not paying attention to it, it will derail us. So all this to say, I was sitting in this luteal phase and noticed that I was in this spiral mode. I was looking at my program and thinking, wow, it really doesn't encapsulate everything that I want to do. When I started Your Cycle Advantage, it was very much focused on cycle syncing. It was very much focused on how do you put your cycle into your calendar? How do you organize your to-do list? How do you structure your day? How do you manage your goals? Like, how do you do all of these things with the understanding of where your body is at? And that is exactly where I was. And that's how I was helping people. And I saw so much magic that helped people in that way. And over the course of the years, I've really tapped into this essence of our feminine in such a deeper way. Like the cycle was just the gateway, and it oftentimes is the gateway for helping women really tap into their power. And so as time has evolved, I've wanted to involve my program. And I found myself in this pattern of, oh my gosh, I've got to burn the whole thing down and I've got to start over from scratch. And I was using Claude. If you don't know Claude AI, it's so much better than ChatGPT. But I was using Claude and punching in all of my human design and what it is that I do and where I'm at and what I'm feeling and all these things. And it's like, start all these things, or like, start the program. This is what the program needs to be. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not what my program is. You get caught in the spiral. And as I was doing it, it came to mind. I was like, this is my pattern. Right? My pattern is to get caught in a little bit of a loop of self-doubt and worry that what I'm doing is not good enough. And then I want to redo the whole thing and I want to enhance the whole thing. And I find myself starting things over all over again. And when we look at those patterns of like the nervous system of fight, flight, or freeze, I take the fight approach every single time. It's like, okay, this isn't working. I'm going to fight my way through this, burn it all down, and I'm going to start all over and I'm going to figure this out. Like, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to muscle my way through it. But not everybody has that same response. Maybe for you, when you get into that luteal phase or when your mind starts to get stuck in that pattern, you go to a freeze mode and you're just like, I'm not doing any of it. Like, I'm not, I'm done. I'm tapped out. I'm totally toast. I'm walking away and I'm not touching this at all. And that's that pattern of you making progress forward and then all of a sudden halting and not showing up, not engaging, not being a participant in it, and not moving things forward in this like freeze energy. Or maybe it's the flight where it's like, I'm going to completely run away and I don't want to look at my business. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm going to pretend and ignore that that's even there. Right. And until we become cognizant of these patterns that are maybe happening in the background, they are our defaults. They're the things guiding our business. They're the things guiding our lives. Like our brains and our bodies are so much built in pattern and rhythm. So when we look at pattern and rhythm, it's so much more beyond the cycle. Like the cycle is one of the greatest gifts for helping us learn to tap back into this power of rhythm and the rhythm that exists within our bodies and the rhythm that exists within our world. And when we really start to expand out, we start to look at like there's rhythm that exists literally everywhere in our universe. Like we are such rhythmical human beings living in a rhythmical universe. And when we can tap into that rhythm and we can tap into aligning with that rhythm, one, things get so much easier and things move so much faster. The problem is that in that rhythm, the way our brain works is that our brain wants oftentimes to go the fastest route or the easiest route. So that often means the pattern or the rhythm that's been driven the most frequently. So if we were even to look at it like driving through a cornfield, right? If I'm going to drive through the cornfield one time, it's going to take a little while to bulldoze all the corn shucks, what are they called? Husks, whatever that is, bulldoze down the corn. But over time, you're going to get a road and then the road runs through so much faster. So you could get from point A to point B through the cornfield so much faster. That's what our brain really loves to do. And as a therapist, I've worked in the hospital, I've worked in rehab, I've worked in neuro rehab, or I've worked in pediatrics. I've worked in so many different areas. But rhythm and patterns and routine is at the basis and the core of everything we do in rehab or in even developmental care, because we're installing those patterns of behavior, of those movements, of whatever it is in the brain. We're trying to repeat it over and over and over again so that the brain remembers. The brain can get back to what it was able to do before or to install these new pathways, and so that it becomes easier and easier and easier. The problem, like I said before, is that most of us are unaware of these patterns. We're unaware of these rhythms that are happening within our brains. They're just happening by default. And so when you look at your life right now and you look at the state of your business, you look at your relationships, you look at your health, you look at everything, the question comes back to looking at what are the patterns that are existing in your day to day when you face that reality. So for me, when I get into that luteal phase, like I said, my pattern is to go into fight mode. I want to, burn everything down and start over and really disintegrate it and pull it apart and like work my way through it rather than sitting with it, allowing my nervous systems to sort of regulate in that and actually sit with, okay, what is it here to actually teach me? What am I actually here to do? And how can I get out of that default rhythm mode and pave a new rhythm? Like, how can I pave a new pathway that leads more to the destination that I want to go to? Because if I have operated every single luteal phase or every other time in this pattern of burn it all down every single time, clearly my business is not going to move forward. And so month after month after month after month, I'm going to get the same damn results. So if you're getting the same results over and over and over again, we got to go back and look at what are the rhythms and what are the routines? What are those default modes that your brain is and your nervous system is operating in right now? Because until the nervous system is regulated in a new frequency, when it's regulated in a new pathway and is regulated in a new rhythm, it's not going to get you where you want to go. Your nervous system is going to cap the results you get. And this is one of those things we think that we can just outperform it. We think, that we can put enough things into our calendar and we can keep ourselves accountable to it and we can keep ourselves consistent to it. And it doesn't work that way. It's so much harder. And yes, building habits, again, what you do when you're building habits is building new routines. Right? That's what we're doing when we build new habits. We say, oh, we're going to wake up every morning. We're creating this new rhythm in our body. We're creating this new wake up state so that our brain and our body gets on board with the new circadian rhythm. And then it starts waking up earlier, or we get up and we create this rhythm and this routine of doing something. So my question for you right now is, what is your default mode? What are the rhythms and the routines and the patterns and things that are happening and existing right now that maybe you haven't brought conscious attention to that are being the drivers to the results that you're getting on the outside? All right, love. If you have not gone over and secured your spot at the Awaken Your Wild Feminine retreat, what are you waiting for? Like, seriously, this retreat is everything. This retreat has left every woman who's come before leaving feeling like it was the most powerful thing that happened to them that year. It is the thing, the catalyst that has allowed so many women to book bigger podcasts, to get on more stages, to sell out offers, to be able to transform the way they related with their family and their kids, and these ripples that change literally every part of their life. And this year, we are going even deeper. Rather than in the past where we've really tapped into this presence and embodiment and stilling and slowing and tapping into who you really truly are, this year is an activation year. This is a year where we activate that wealthiest version of you. We activate the most feminine, wild version of you. We activate the most present, the most grounded, the most embodied, the most wild, desire-rich version of you. I guarantee that the version of you that steps in on Monday will no longer be there when she steps out on Friday. On Friday, you will walk away so much more magnetic, so much more unapologetic, so much more clear and crystal clear on who you are, where you're going, and what you're creating. This is not for the faint at heart. This retreat is for those who are really serious about no longer playing small and are ready to manifest their quantum leap in any area of their life this year. So if that's you, make sure that you go over and check out reneefick.com/awaken. Again, there are only a limited number of spots at this retreat. I think I've got a total of 10 and they are filling up so fast. So make sure that you go over there and secure one of those spots. What is your default mode? Are you going into fight? And when you get a little disorganized, you get a little off kilter, and all of a sudden it's like burn it all down and I'm going to muscle my way and fight through this? Or is it, I'm going to run away from my business. I can't handle this. I'm going to turn off social media. I'm going to disconnect. I'm not going to do anything. Or is it freeze? Or, what is that pattern that you have? And one, just becoming aware of it, you are going to begin to shift it. Trust me. A lot of times, just the conscious awareness of the behaviors that we're doing changes the state and changes its default mode on us, because now we're aware, like, I go into this pattern every single time. So is that a pattern that I consciously want to choose again next time? And oftentimes it's not. And then we get to actually be the drivers of our lives. We actually get to be able to make conscious decisions about what we want to make and what we're building and what we're creating, the results that we're going to get. So all that to ask you, what is that default mode? Generally, the luteal phase brings it up, because the luteal phase is that refinement phase. It kind of brings all of our insecurities. It brings all of our fears, all of our doubts, all of our limiting beliefs. It brings all of those things to the surface and can be a gold mine for purification, for cleansing, refining what we're doing and what we're creating. We have to look at it that way. And so the next time you go through that luteal phase, or maybe you can even reflect back on the last couple of luteal phases and see, what is the default pattern that I go to? Do I run away from my business? Do I stay and fight? Do I freeze and I freak out and don't know, even I can't move, I can't do anything, I don't know what to do? Like, what is the pattern that you're doing? And then you have the capacity then to then rewrite that story. You get to rewrite that pathway. And the conscious decision, sometimes it takes a little while, right, to create a new pathway in our brains. Neurons do not regenerate that fast. They take a little while to grow. And so give yourself some grace to let those new neurons and that new pathway inside your brain grow. But just say, I'm in this practice. I'm in this practice. I'm practicing what it looks like to build this new rhythm in my life. I'm practicing what it looks like to build this new pathway in my brain that's going to ultimately lead me to the results that I want. Okay? Take a little time with this, like journal it out, reflect back, and then again, put yourself back in the driver's seat. You are so powerful. You are so magnetic. You are radiant. You are beautiful. You are a powerhouse beyond imagine. And I so wish that I could just bottle up the power that I see in you and like help you see it and like own it and take that out into the world and create so much impact and ripple into the world. And yeah, so take it, run with it. If you would love to be in this kind of energy and you want to be in this kind of embodiment of really rewriting those scripts, rewriting those patterns, really stepping into the feminine power that you really have so that you can expand your visibility, you can receive more wealth and abundance. Like, I highly, highly encourage you to take a look at the Awaken Your Wild Feminine retreat. At the time of this recording, we only have 3 spots left, and it is going to be so magical and so beautiful, helping every single woman there learn to really trust into their body, embody it, embody their voice, embody their sensuality, their energy, like literally everything that makes them so magnetic, so that when you step back out and you go online and you go into your spaces and you go to speak and you do all these things, that people are just magnetized to you. There's just something different about you because you're so deeply embodied in who you are. So anywho, love, it has been such a pleasure to spend this last little bit with you in this episode. I would love to have you in person at the Awaken Your Wild Feminine retreat. It literally is going to be the biggest transformation event for every single woman that's there. And I would love to have your beautiful face inside that room. So go check it out, reneefick.com/awaken. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day. All right, love. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode with me. It was such a pleasure and honor to be able to spend and hold space with you today. If you would love to dive into more, I invite you to grab a free copy of my book, Cycle Sync Your Business. You just head on over to reneefick.com/free book, and you can grab that free copy. It'll ship directly to your door. Or you can go over to reneefick.com/thefeminineWay to grab the first couple chapters on audiobook so you can listen on the go wherever you are, however you want. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can work with me inside your Cycle Advantage or the Awaken Retreat, I invite you to head on over to reneefick.com and check both of those 2 programs out. With that, I will see you in the next episode. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day.